The message arrived on a Tuesday. Admiral Wilson stared at the holographic projection, his weathered face illuminated by its blue glow. The Galactic Council had sent their regrets about the unfortunate incident involving the human juvenile aboard Station Epsilon. Their words were formal, clinical. They spoke of diplomatic immunity, of misunderstandings, of regrettable outcomes. They did not speak of 8-year-old Thomas Parker, who had only wanted to see the stars. "How long?" Wilson asked, his voice steady despite the rage burning beneath it. 96 hours, until the fleet is fully operational, sir," replied Commander Davis. She stood rigidly at attention, but her eyes betrayed the same cold fury. Wilson nodded. "Then we have 96 hours to give the Council one last chance to make this right." Ambassador Reed faced the Galactic Council with practiced diplomatic poise. 12 alien representatives sat in a semicircle, their forms varied and strange. Some resembled insects, others reptiles, a few were nearly formless clouds of particles. All watched her with expressions impossible to read. "The death of the human child was regrettable," intoned the High Counselor, a tall, slender being with silvery skin. But Ambassador Reed must understand that Counselor Vex's security detail acted according to protocol when an unknown entity breached the secure zone. "Thomas Parker was a child on a school trip," Reed replied, keeping her voice level. "He wandered away from his group. Your security forces didn't restrain him or escort him out. They executed him on sight. The human form was not recognized as containing juvenile traits," another counselor remarked, "a simple mistake in identification." Reed's diplomatic mask slipped. "You've been dealing with humans for 15 years. This wasn't a mistake. It was a message. How little you think of us." The High Counselor's upper appendages twitched in what might have been annoyance. "Earth is still new to galactic society. You have much to learn about proper conduct. Perhaps this unfortunate event will accelerate that education." Reed stood. "I'm authorized to inform you that Earth demands justice for Thomas Parker. The responsible parties must be surrendered for trial under human law." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. The High Counselor's voice cooled further. "Impossible. Diplomatic immunity protects all Council representatives. The matter is closed. Then I'm also authorized to inform you that if justice is denied, Earth will consider it an act of war." The chamber erupted in laughter, clicking mandibles, hissing breath sacs, warbling vocal chambers. "War." The High Counselor's amusement was evident. "Your species has barely mastered interplanetary travel. Your technology is centuries behind the least advanced Council member. Your military consists of a handful of lightly armed patrol vessels." Reed smiled thinly. "You have 48 hours to reconsider." On Earth, beneath the Antarctic ice sheet, ancient machinery hummed to life for the first time in centuries. Similar facilities activated in the Mariana Trench, the Sahara Desert, and the Himalayan mountains. Dormant technology, hidden from human civilization itself, awakened at the command codes only a handful of Earth's military leaders possessed. The truth was simple. Humans had never been alone. Their ancestors had once commanded the most fearsome armada the galaxy had ever known. Then had come the Great Sleep, the decision to start fresh, to evolve naturally without the burden of their bloody history. The fleet and its terrible weapons were hidden away, to be awakened only in humanity's darkest hour. The death of Thomas Parker had brought that hour upon them. The High Counselor was in private chambers when the first reports came in. The long-range sensors had detected something impossible, a massive energy signature emerging from Earth's solar system. Then another, then hundreds more. Preposterous, the High Counselor snapped. "Their technology cannot." The communication officer, a small amphibious being, trembled. "The signatures match no known configuration, Excellency, but they're accelerating to speeds we thought impossible." On the main viewing screen, the impossible became visible. Ships of a design no living being had seen in millennia. Sleek, black vessels with predatory lines. Their surfaces rippling with strange energies. Not hundreds, as first reported. Thousands. Admiral Wilson stood on the bridge of the flagship Nemesis Asterisk, a vessel that dwarfed Earth's largest cities. Around him, humans operated control systems they somehow instinctively understood, accessing genetic memory buried deep in their DNA. "The Galactic Council has responded to our approach, sir," reported a young lieutenant. They're requesting an emergency parley." Wilson's eyes remained fixed on the view screen where the Council homeworld grew larger, and the official who ordered Thomas Parker's death. "Counselor Vex has been detained and is being offered as a gesture of goodwill." Wilson nodded slowly. "Inform Ambassador Reed that we accept the parley. The fleet remains deployed until justice is fully served." Commander Davis stepped closer, speaking quietly. "Sir, these ships, the weapons they contain, we could rule the galaxy with them." Wilson turned to her, his expression solemn. "That's what our ancestors did, Commander, and it nearly destroyed them." He looked around at the gleaming bridge, at the power they had reclaimed. "We didn't awaken this fleet to conquer. We awakened it so that never again would anyone think they could harm our children with impunity." As the Nemesis settled into orbit, the truth rippled through the galaxy. Humanity had not been gifted membership in the galactic community. They had reclaimed it, and the death of one human child had reminded them of who they truly were. The children of conquerors who had chosen peace, until peace was no longer an option.